good coming off of Thanksgiving. Before we get into anything, what was your highlight of this Thanksgiving weekend?
Hey man, I had some good food, celebrated the birthday, and yeah, just spent time with the fam. How about yourself?
It was good, man. It was good, man. Hey, everybody, say happy birthday to Dan in the comments. Happy born day. You know, we
Appreciate
getting
you,
older.
appreciate you.
We getting older to that,
Older and
closer to
wiser.
that quarter century, man. We coming up.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Well, no, but my Thanksgiving was good. I'd say the highlight was the food, great eats. The type of eats where it's like, woof, you wake up the next morning, you're like, "Eh, you don't even eat breakfast. You just gotta move around. You gotta. It's like molasses. You
No,
gotta get
no
it. You gotta
cap.
get the blood flowing.
No, you ain't lying. I've been there. Well, you just wake up, start walking around. I was like, yeah, it's too cold to walk to a barber shop, but I almost did.
And then after that, it was Monopoly. I always play Monopoly with the family every year, and I'm back to back champ these past 2 years. Shout out y'all. Y'all know who you are. Y'all know what I do. It gets busy in the paint.
Oh, so let's see. Undefeated in Connect Four, Monopoly champion. What else do you do again? What's up with you? Yeah?
Chill, yo, chill, yo. I'm just a chill guy.
All right, please move around.
But let's talk about, you know, some guys doing their things in college football. Ashton Jeanty is going crazy. I honestly don't know where
Yep.
this Heisman race is gonna go. You know, on paper you have Travis Hunter playing all snaps of football, which is crazy. And then on the other hand, you have
Facts.
Jeanty putting up Derrick Henry style numbers. Dare I say, is he doing better than Derrick Henry was doing in college?
Looking at the pace he's on, he's not too far. I gotta look and see the official tally as of right now, but like this is unprecedented. Like he's like when you hear the name Barry Sanders and Derrick Henry and this man's Heisman case, you know he's doing things that only so many other people haven't done. He already set the single season record at Boise, and J.J. went there. A few other good running backs went to Boise State, so he's already making history on that front. And this is definitely one of the best running back seasons to date.
Absolutely. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how things shake up when it comes time for Heisman voting. But I want to talk to you about Colorado. So
All
Colorado
right.
is now 9-3, coming off of a great performance with Shador Sanders in his last home game. Is Colorado the replacement for Alabama in the NCAA going forward?
That's it. Okay. I'm not mad at you for thinking that. I don't think they're there yet. They gotta, get maybe after this upcoming year. Travis gonna get drafted. Shador's gonna get drafted, and obviously there's gonna be some other day two, day three guys out of Colorado that end up getting selected. So maybe this will be like the class that breaks through. But I'm not sure how long Dion's gonna be at Colorado, so it's hard for me to kind of pinpoint the longevity because Dion be moving around.
You think he's going to move quickly?
I wouldn't put it past him.
That's fair. That's fair. Especially what you're in the Big 12 right now. I'm assuming if you're him, where do you go next? Do you go Big 10, SEC, or are you just trying to jump straight to the NFL?
Must be the money. Must be the money. Hey man, he dropped a song called "Must Be the Wherever the money going, man. The money go where I go."
Yeah, that's fair. They do tend to pay more in college, so I respect it.
Right.
And then, did you see the Georgia versus Georgia Tech game?
Um, was it 8 overtimes?
Yeah, I didn't
For
even know
what happened to
that was
Georgia?
possible.
Yeah, Kirby Smart. That program is going to poop. I don't know what happened, but they used to be like dominant. Now you're in the sweat. You're in the sweaty matchup with Georgia Tech. Shout out Georgia Tech, but like, I remember Georgia being them guys. So what happened?
Not too long ago, they were winning championships. I think the biggest thing here is I don't know whether it's to blame their coaching. I don't know if you can blame their personnel because they get straight 5-star recruits. Still, they're Georgia. Um, but especially going into this matchup, I think I talked to somebody the day before. I saw them what the Georgia had at the grocery store. I was like, "Oh, how do you
Hmm.
think Georgia's going to do against Georgia Tech?" He's like, "Oh, we wash them easily." Well, I'm guessing we know he ate his words. They did end up pulling out the win in the end, but I didn't realize that college football's overtime rules work like that. Um, the first two
Yeah, it's very
overtimes,
interesting.
yeah, the first two overtimes are regular, and then it goes to 2 point conversions after that. Each team gets a try, and then they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, I think it gets closer. After I think it starts at the 25, and then they move to like the 5 or something like that. It's real interesting.
Do you think the NFL should adopt this style of overtime rules?
Absolutely not. Never. No, 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 no. No. The thing about college football is that, the respectfully, the talent gap is a lot farther in college. So you can go to Ohio State and play like, again, respectfully, like Kent State. And yeah, obviously it's a lot easier to score from 2 yards versus 20 yards. And typically if you win the overtime in college, both of y'all just didn't really like it for real. College is supposed to be high scoring and low competitiveness. The playoff games don't even go to overtime with that. I mean, some do, but the majority don't. So yeah, a full blown NFL style overtime, nah, no need.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Um, you mentioned Ohio State, right? Ohio State going into the matchup versus Michigan this year, they were 10-1, I believe,
Yep.
and they haven't beat Michigan. I can't remember the last time they beat Michigan. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's been in the past like 4 years. They haven't won once, or maybe five. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I think the last Ohio State quarterback to beat Michigan might have been I'm a fact check, but I think it might have been Dwayne. Rest in peace.
Dwayne Haskins, rest R.I.P.
It,
Yeah,
either Dwayne Haskins or C.J. Stroud. I gotta check. But yeah, it got crazy.
Ohio State was 10-1, and Michigan was 5-5 going into this, or 6-5 going into this matchup. Michigan by no means was having a good season, but I saw a quote out there. I think it was from either Jim Harbaugh or like a previous Michigan head coach. It was like, no matter the record, the season is won when we beat Ohio State. We could be 0-10, 5-5, 10-0. If we beat Ohio State, it was a successful season. I'm like, yo, what is it? What
You
type
know,
of beef is this? This Tom and Jerry type of
yeah,
beef?
yeah. There's a lot of rivalries like that. There's mad rivalries like that. Even I'll be on the game. I was like, if I'm gonna lose to anybody, I'm not losing to this guy, and that's how it be. So yeah, that blood feud, that Big Ten feud. Is you can go back to like the '40s with this stuff. So yeah, it's well. Oh wow, they've won one, two, three, 4 in a row. Yeah, the last time Ohio State beat Michigan was in 2019,
Wow.
and yeah, they were from 2012 to 2019 they kept beating Michigan, and then again from 2004 to 2009. So yeah, Michigan gets a win every now and then. Their longest win streak was three in the 90s, and then one, two, three, four in the 80s. Well, late 80s to early 90s. But yeah, typically Ohio State would put belts behind. It's kind of crazy.
Wow. So if they win next year, it'll be the longest win streak they've ever had.
In recent memory, like they won like 10 in a row in like 1900. But you know,
Oh,
who really was keeping score?
yeah.
Who really was
I
keeping
think they
score?
were.
But hey, of course, of course. But if you look at the storied history, Michigan has more national titles. But Ohio State has more bowl appearances. They both have the same amount of postseason losses, but Ohio State has a few more wins. They both had 9 Rose Bowl wins. Ohio State has won the Big Ten 10 times. They won the Big Ten divisional title 10 times. It's pretty close. They've Ohio State has had more Heisman's, but the all-time win percentage is a .003 difference in favor of Ohio State.
Wow. Because I know a lot of great talent goes to both of these teams, which makes it,
Facts.
especially in these recent years, it made it a bloodbath, especially when it came
Facts.
to these games. Um, a lot of teams have been uh, looking to be like Baker Mayfield with pulling out the flag after they beat a team and plant it on their logo, which I think is like probably the most disrespectful thing you could do to a team after beating them. I think
Right.
like
Right.
we own you. I'm planting my flag here. Like you're going
Yeah.
to a different country. Like I own this university. Like it's
Yep.
just crazy to me. So when Michigan pulled
Man.
out the flag
Hmm.
and
Go ahead.
planted
Go
it
ahead.
in the middle, all chaos broke out immediately, like a mob. It was an immediate fight on both sides. The police got involved. Players were getting pepper sprayed.
Yep.
It got active very quickly.
Yes. Let me say this. I do not condone violence, but the sport of football, you need to be a little bit. You gotta be a little ignorant. Yeah. Like you have to be. Like you can't be. You can't play football and not have a little bit of ignorance in you. So hey, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. But I feel like every football player has a little bit of uh ignorance in them. Yeah, that's what I'll say.
I mean, I think one thing that's definitely going to happen after this is Ryan Day is going to get fired as the head coach because,
Yeah, he's been there for way too long.
especially when it comes to like a rivalry, if you lose to a rival every single time, it saddens me to say it's like the Ravens versus the Steelers, except our rivalry doesn't run as deep as theirs because I mean the Ravens have been here
Oof.
since 2000. But you're 4-1 versus this team. That's awful. And
1-4.
there's no excuse. Oh, 1-4 versus this team. There's no excuse. You
Yeah.
have the personnel. So when situations like this arise, I'm like, it's not gonna look pretty at the end of it.
And
But
just to correct my fault, just to correct myself, Justin Fields was the last quarterback to beat Michigan from Ohio State, 56-27.
more you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think ultimately, especially with this big tournament style uh, college football playoffs that they're about to do, I think things are gonna get interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if I'm being honest with you, Ohio State has had like since CJ Stroud left, they had Quinn Ewers, he transferred, and Will Howard sucks. He's not good. He's not. He's just not good. So hopefully they can recruit some better talent because the running backs are pretty good. They got Henderson and they got Judkins, two great running backs. Junkins kind of fell off a little bit, but he's still nice. But Will Howard's not good. He's trash. So hopefully they can identify better QB talent because you got Jeremiah Smith. You have Abuka's about to enter the draft, but you got Jeremiah Smith, and I'm sure you can recruit some other talent around other skill position players. But yeah, that quarterback is not it.
Yeah, and I think you saw it with the score like 13-10. Ohio State didn't score in the second half.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Put the ball in the air. Will Howard threw 2 interceptions.
Yeah. Like he's truly not good. Like he's not good. I think he came from Kansas State, if I'm not mistaken. Like he's not. He's just not good.
He needs to go back there.
Nah,
Michigan
Avery
won with.
Johnson. I think Kansas State had Avery Johnson's nice. Kyle McCord was the Ohio State quarterback from. So Kyle McCord was a QB at the Stroud. He transferred to Syracuse, and in your free time, well, I'm gonna drop a clip after the episode of what Kyle McCord is up to right now, having the time of his life. But hey,
Wait, what's he up to?
just take a minute and look at Kyle McCord on like Twitter or something. You'll see exactly what he's doing. He's having the time of his life. Yeah, cranking in the locker room.
Oh my goodness. Locker room video after upset with. Wait, locker room video. What does this mean?
He's just cranking some music. I think they came off a W. He was just having a good time. I remember
Oh,
when
okay.
Drew Lock was spitting Young GT on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when Drew Lock was spitting Young GT on the bench? This is like the Gen Z version.
Okay. I bet. Hey, good for him.
Yeah,
More power to him.
yeah.
Um.
Just to give you some more stats, real quick, Kyle McCord threw for over 330 yards and had 3 TDs. Will Howard had 2 picks and 175 yards.
Michigan won the game with 62 passing yards and 16 pass attempts. Not even 10 completions.
Bing bong,
The longest pass was a reception to Peyton O'Leary of 18 yards.
bing bong.
But let's talk about the NFL. Talk to me about Monday Night
Sure.
Football.
Oof, that was Jameis Winston. You win with him when you lose with him, pretty much, and you're gonna do a lot of losing. And let me tell you why. James Winston, Mr. 30-30, Mr. Basic, Mr. Crab Legs, if you know, you know. He threw for 497 yards and 6 touchdowns, right? 2 of those touchdowns were to the defense. So he had 4 TDs and 2 pick sixes. And as a result, they ended up losing. The Browns, I think the Browns are cursed. I think it's safe to say it. They're just not meant to be a good football team for a number of different reasons outside of, oh boy, we're not going to say his name. Outside of him, there's just other reasons why they're not meant to be a good team.
The masseuse.
Hey, big mom, get get it how you live. Or don't. I mean, hey, but they're just not meant
Yeah,
to be a
don't
good
live like
team.
that.
Disclaimer: I do not condone any non-consensual acts. Please make good decisions on your own personal time. But hey,
Absolutely.
yes. So yeah, he threw 2 pick sixes, threw for 497 yards. I don't know why they got away from the run. It was a one-score game for a lot of the game. Nick Chubb was a box with Jerome Ford kind of. Yeah, Jerome Ford was trying to box too. But the real testament of Hoopers was Jerry Judy. It was a revenge game, man. Put 235, pardon me, and 1 TD. He went crazy. I remember vividly when Steve Smith was talking crazy to Jerry Judy on Thursday Night Football. But since then, he's been traded. He got the contract extension, and I think he's had the best game of his career last night. So, props to Jerry Judy.
Yeah, you know, I think the biggest thing that always happens when you see players go from like a very bad team to a very well, not even necessarily always a very good team, but just like a stable franchise, is you see that, oh, you were never the problem, and this team was actually hindering you. That's what we saw with Jerry Judy last night. Um, 235 yards receiving, and it's safe to say, hey, Bo Nix, you may be geriatric and elderly, but hey, it looks like time aged you right, because he's ripe in the league and doing exactly what he needs to do right now.
Ripe is crazy. I think he's my age. Like, come on, yo. But hey, yeah, Bo Nix, he didn't have his best game, but he played all right. Threw two picks, but he also had the TD. The run game was pretty solid. JaVale McLaughlin finally was able to take on some RB1 duties. So Javonte Williams forgot how to play football. He had 4 carries for 1 yard. He had a TD, but he had 4 carries for 1 yard. And Marvin Mims, more than a gadget guy, he caught a long ball for a 93 yarder, and then he finished the night with 105 yards and a TD. So it's very much a wide receiver ride committee led by Cortland Sutton, who had 6 catches for 102. But yeah, Sean Payton is really turning this franchise around. They're 8-5. I think they're gonna end up in the playoffs. And hey, they might make some noise.
I think they definitely have the potential to make some noise here. I think the biggest thing when looking at this game is, Sean Payton, yeah, he may have hated Russell Wilson's guts, but it still looks like he was able to make an alternative decision that still was a net positive overall for the franchise.
Yeah, things that when you get your guy, you can make stuff shake.
Absolutely. Um, but talk to me about the 49ers versus the Bills.
It was a blizzard, and I didn't even have to watch that game to know that they were going to take a fat out of Buffalo. And guess what? They took a fat out of Buffalo. Also, I think CMC blew out his Achilles. I'm pretty sure he blew it. I'm pretty sure he did. If not his Achilles, then his PCL or something. But yeah, I don't know why you would put your workhorse running back who just had bilateral Achilles tendonitis in a position to play football in the snow. Like I don't like that's just really stupid to me. He's not healthy. Y'all rushed him back. This man he had to go see a specialist in Germany.
Like Captain America,
Just
he had to hop in the chamber.
like come on, gang. You had to go see a specialist in Germany just to be like, yeah, we're gonna do this. Give you, I don't know what exactly the treatment was, but you got to go to Berlin just to get treatment. That's way beyond you. But I say that to say this: that Madden curse was something serious, and we saw it. We're seeing it in full effect.
And does this game for you bring Josh Allen closer to MVP contention? He threw for 2 touchdowns and he caught a touchdown himself in this game.
Yeah, he caught his own TD. Yeah,
Yeah,
Lamar's taking the downtrend a little bit. He's still a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. He's still up there for me, but the run that Josh Allen has been on is very commendable, and I wouldn't be mad if he finished the year with the MVP. And he has the narrative behind him. You lose damn near everything. You get Amari Cooper in the middle of the season, and you're having the season you have. So hey,
respect, respect. Let's talk about another QB. Daniel Jones signs with the Vikings. Does this move any needle for you?
Absolutely not. I'm pretty sure it's a non-guaranteed deal. Like he's just like I'm pretty sure it's a non-guaranteed deal. I'm pretty sure he's on the practice squad. Like he's just there. He probably has some familiarity with the offense, so he can probably teach, well, not teach, but he can probably give some words of encouragement. Maybe they use him as Taysom Hill. That would be cool if like they put him at running back or something. He was already playing scout team. He was already playing scout team safety. So hey, maybe they can do some trick plays with Daniel Jones. But nah, like that doesn't move any needle around these parts.
I have to commend the Vikings because they have done not necessarily everything in their power, but all the cards have fallen the right way for JJ McCarthy to have time to develop and not get scrutinized, and
Yeah,
the team to still do
that's,
well.
yeah. I mean, what you tore his ACL? What was it? What was it? He had,
I think so.
the season. Yeah, there was an ACL tear, and then he had like a follow up surgery that they said was routine. But the fact that you reported it means something went not wrong, but something is like out of the ordinary. Because why are you reporting a follow up surgery if it's routine? You know how many people tear their ACL? Anyway, so yeah, I guess they have a very low stakes. They're gonna slow cook JJ McCarthy for like a year and a half. Probably give Sam Darnold like a 2 year deal. Probably get Daniel Jones a 1 year deal just because. And when JJ McCarthy is truly ready, he's just gonna step right in and get active.
Shout out to the GM at the Vikings. He's a wizard.
Yeah,
What's
I'm
his
pretty
name?
sure there's some down there too. Like
He
Quasi
is.
something.
He is.
Quasi
Kwesi
like
Adolfo Mensa.
yeah,
He's doing his thing.
yeah,
Um,
for sure.
Talking about people doing their things, specifically teams doing their things. The Lions versus the Bears. Please don't hate me, but this game was a dogfight, and the Lions are not as good as people think.
Okay.
The big thing that I saw when watching this game was Caleb Williams is a bona fide quarterback. He's here to play. He's already had his welcome to the league moment. He's settling in. Yes, they're 4-7. They're also the Bears, all right?
4-8.
But you 4 4-8 following this game, right? But the big thing that was very apparent to me um, was a lot of their losses have come due to coaching and poor time management of the clock and poor decisions that were made. One of their losses came from a Hail Mary. Can't avoid that. That's welcome to the league. Rookie on rookie violence. It shouldn't have happened. It was disgusting. Another one of their losses came in another game where I believe they also had a timeout, similar to the situation with this game, where they had they called a timeout when they didn't need to, and then in the last 30 seconds they didn't call a timeout so that they could have time to call another play so that they could inch forward and kick a field goal. Um, I'm so glad that they fired their head coach. Um,
Matt Eberflus.
he must have had some deal with the owner. He must have known her daughter or one of her kids or something, and they must have been friends because he should not have had a job this long. The way he was playing was just downright negligent. You don't do that. Even in Madden, people don't do that. There's 12-year-olds who know not to do that.
I think the reality of the situation is these coaches don't be playing Madden.
I think
Like,
that's very apparent.
yeah, like I really think I was talking to Jordan about this. Shout out Jordan. Like, just sit and play Madden for like a week and just analyze the clock. You have 3 timeouts. The clock stops on a dead ball, so an incompletion stop the clock. So just manage your time wisely. Let's see.
And the
The
time
Bears
was
have
not
had
managed
one,
wisely.
two. The Bears have had one, two, three, four, five, six one-score losses this year.
Insane.
They haven't won since the bye week.
Wait, how long ago was their bye?
Week 7.
Wow. And they've lost by three, three,
3.
one. Ooh, kind of got housed by the Patriots. Kind of got housed by the Cardinals. Three. Okay, if we let's just say all these games where it came down to 3 or less points, you've had one, two, three, four. Easily, this team is supposed to be what are they right now? 4-8, 8-4. Easily, this team could be 8-4, and we would be looking at the
Yeah.
Bears much differently.
Yeah.
Small decisions from coaching has affected this team.
Yeah.
Vikings, you should have won that.
Well,
Lions, you should have won that. Bears, you should have won that. Commanders, charge it to the game. Not gonna lie, but yes, all of these games were winnable.
yeah. Even the Colts game in week 3, some of the stupidest play calling in the red zone I've ever seen.
Yep, and lost by 5.
Yep.
It's unfortunate to
In one
see.
score, go ahead.
No, that's all. Go ahead.
In one score games under Matt Eberflus before he got fired, the Bears were 5-19. So that's over a 2-year, 3-year span. So they're 5-19 in one score games.
It's just unfortunate to see. I think the most important thing is that you go out there and you get a bona fide head coach. I don't know if Bill Belichick is willing to take a job, but you need somebody with experience with running an organization. Go get Bill. Give him whatever he wants
Go get,
for
go
for
get,
2 to 3 years.
yeah. Go get Kyle. I'm telling you, the 49ers need to just clean house and blow it up. Kyle Shanahan needs to change the scenery. I think that'll be a good spot for him.
Kyle Shanahan with Caleb Williams would be very
See?
nice.
See?
I
Yeah.
actually like that a lot.
Yeah.
Their defense is already strong. Go get Rob. Go get Mr. Salah.
Mmm. That could see that too. I didn't even think about that.
Dark horse here. Go get Mike Vrabel.
Oh.
He knows how to coach a
Mm.
franchise. Because as we can see right now, the Titans stink.
Yeah, they beat the Titans. Funny enough. So.
Yeah. But the biggest thing is that I don't really see success coming this team's way. Kind of in a similar way, I don't see the Dolphins winning when it's cold outside. Talk to me.
They stink, bro. I don't know what the all-time record is below 40 degrees, but the Thanksgiving was another example of the Dolphins just getting housed when it's cold. They lost by 13 to the Packers. Jordan Love, he played pretty good. No turnovers. Threw for 262, 2 TDs. Really solid. Honestly, Tua didn't even have a bad game, but they just couldn't keep up. And you would think Mike McDaniel, offensive guru, quote unquote, would keep up with the Packers, these young guns, but he got walked down, walked over, walked through, and they lost by 13. Like you know, it's a bad game when Christian Washington is like cooking y'all. He had two catches for 67 yards, a 46-yard reception. So I feel like they just need to get it together, and they just haven't gotten it together yet.
Yeah, I don't. I understand you're in Miami, but maybe get like a cold facility. Get a facility with some AC. You know, like
Yeah,
something. Yeah, like just so you can practice and acclimate in the cold, because Miami doesn't get cold, and it's clear that whenever this team steps in the cold, they can't play good football.
your whole division is cold. Buffalo, New Jersey, and Massachusetts, and you got to go there. You got to go to all three places once a year minimum.
This is true. But let's
Like,
talk
come
about your game
on.
of the week.
Oh yeah, the Josh Dobbs Bowl. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This was a good game too. The Cardinals Vikings. If you know, you know. Uh, they got a nail biter. They won by one. They being the Vikings. Sam Darnold had a game winning TD. He finished the day with 235 yards and one other touchdown, totaling two. Kyler Murray hoot, but you can't play defense. You can only play offense. Uh, he kept the game close, but they couldn't really get in the end zone. They kicked 5 field goals in this matchup, and when you trade field goals for touchdowns, this is the result that happens. James Conner recently and they also missed the field goal. So if they had made that field goal, they would have won the game. James Conner got his extension not a few days prior to this game. He had over 70 yards of total offense. But really, the reason why I picked this game as my game of the week is because of Dennis Green. Rest in peace, Dennis Green. Very historic coach who passed away almost a decade ago. He coached both of these teams. He even led the Vikings to in 1998. They were 15-1, almost a perfect season. And then he also coached the Cardinals during the years of 2004 2006, and he played a very pivotal role in like their rebuild during that time period. And even to this day, his impact in both franchises are can't be forgotten. So that was part of the reason why I had this game as my game of the week. And to get into the stats, Sam Darnold threw for 235, two TDs. JJ had 97 yards on 8 catches. Kyler Murray threw for 260. He had a touchdown and two picks actually, and Marvin Harrison had 89 yards in a TD on 60 yards in TD on 5 catches. And yeah, to end it off, there was a late game interception that was the nail in the coffin for the Cardinals. And yeah, just a good game overall.
The Cardinals are now 6-6. Do you think they are playoff contenders?
Let's see. Yeah, I think they're gonna go on a little win streak. Looking at the schedule, I think they won for the next five.
Actually, yeah, I see that. Patriots, Panthers, 49ers, Rams, and Seahawks. Yeah. I'm going to talk to you about the Ravens versus the Eagles. During this season, there's one thing you'll never catch me doing. It's believing that Justin Tucker's going to put the ball through the uprights. It saddens me to say that the greatest kicker of all time is washed. The writing's on the wall. I think there's some stat out there that we've lost by exactly the amount of points that he's missed kicks by, or
Yeah,
something
something
like
like
that.
that.
Don't get me wrong. We should have done more on the offensive side of this game. There were 3 fumbles that were all recovered, and we're going for it on 4th and 8 on our 40.
Damn.
There was a lot of mishaps coaching wise that you can see in this game, and the offensive line wasn't the best. But I'm not here to just cast blame on the Ravens. Saquon balled out. He did his thing. Over 100 yards of offense and a touchdown. And it makes me think, what is the consistencies with all NFC matchups that the Ravens have lost in the past few years? Well, Lamar has lost. It's been Saquon Barkley. It's not about Daniel Jones or
Yeah.
well, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
about
go ahead.
the QBs. It's about Saquon Barkley. You know, and what the Giants and Eagles understand that the Ravens are still failing to understand is you win when you run the ball over 22 times a game with a great running back. Derrick Henry had 19 carries this game. Listen,
Mm, it's marginal.
marginal, yes, but we know Derrick Henry's like a steamroller. Once he gets going and he picks up speed, nothing can stop him, especially with his stiff arm. And listen, I know a lot of people are looking at this game like, oh, it's the end of the season. By no way, no means. If anything, I want you guys to doubt the Ravens. I want you guys to cast them out of sight and not put attention on them. Let us put a few things together, really start cooking these last few weeks, get a nice wild card matchup, and make our way to the chip. I still believe this is our year. Call me delusional. I may be delusional. Hey, I don't care.
Yes. Yes.
But ultimately, I think when it matters most, the Ravens are going to show up this year. And I'm happy if they don't show up as much during the regular season if they can put all the pieces together when it comes time for the playoffs. Because you yourself said it, Dan. The Ravens aren't measured by the regular season, but the playoffs. So,
Yeah.
are we only measuring the Ravens during the regular season? Are we only saying it's only playoffs when the Ravens do good during the regular season? Or is it at all times during, you know?
Well, what I will say is you made a good point. And yeah, I do think they've graduated from regular season critique. But if you don't produce in the playoffs, I'm going to have to look at the regular season because, hey, a good regular season gives you favorable matchups in the playoffs. And y'all have squandered the favorable matchups up until this point. So now you're going to be behind the eight ball a little bit. Maybe you want it that way. But, I mean, hey, the road less traveled is usually the most favorable.
Absolutely. And I think the Ravens are looking for the road less traveled this season. But yeah, we need to get Justin Tucker out of there. I mean, there's just nothing else to be said about that. Um, I don't know if it's the holder or it's Justin Tucker's leg, but you had a great run. But no one, it's time to hang it up. I think we've had him for like 13 seasons or something like that. So he's had a great
I
career,
believe so.
by all means.
Yeah.
And if he had retired at the end of last season, goes down as the best kicker in NFL history. What a great
He's
bow. You
now
feel me?
yeah, he's now I think second to um somebody else was active. I think they announced it on Sunday. He's second to really? According to StatMuse, Harrison Butker is the most accurate kicker of all time. But I don't think that's true. I think it's Eddie Pinheiro, but I know that those are the three names that have been circulating.
But yeah, he's had over 10 misses this year. That's egregious. If he was a rookie, they would have cut him after like week 5
Jesus.
or.
Oh my god. Man, that's crazy. I'm sorry. When you say that as a kicker, especially Justin Tucker, yeah, you would not be employed if you weren't Justin Tucker.
Yeah, he's left 22 points out there on the field this year. We've lost by a collective 22 points in all our losses. The proof is in the pudding.
Well, it sure is. It got raisins in that pudding.
Ugh.
Exactly.
That made me uncomfortable. But let's get into this
Hey.
week's predictions. So,
Let's get.
week 14 NFL football. Let me know what you're thinking. Packers versus Lions.
Detroit.
Give me the Packers here. I think they chop. Browns versus Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
Give me the Browns here. Saints versus Giants.
Okay. New Orleans.
Yeah, give me the Saints here. Jets versus Dolphins.
I'll pick Miami. Why not?
Yeah, give me the Dolphins. Jags versus Titans. Oh my goodness.
I'm picking Tennessee. I think Trevor Lawrence is not gonna finish his career as a Jag. I think he's on. I think he's gone either by the end of his extension or right after. Like he's not finished his career there.
You think he's gonna get traded or he's gonna get released, or he's gonna request a
I think
trade?
he requested. I think he requests a trade within the next year or so, and Doug Peterson's gonna get fired.
The thing
I
is,
like
the
Doug,
Jags have
but
such nice
yeah,
pieces, but I don't know what's going on with
yeah,
them.
yeah. I like Doug, but yeah, his coaching career is over. I'm sorry.
The thing is, give me the Jags here because I just think the Titans are that bad at football right now. Uh, Falcons versus
Okay,
Vikings.
the Kirk Cousins revenge game. I think Kirk Cousins is gonna get benched, so I'm taking the Vikings.
You think he's gonna get benched this week?
I think he should be. I think Michael Penix needs to start because Kirk Cousins is looking horrible up there.
He is looking horrible, but there's something about that revenge game that brings the best out of players. Give me the Falcons. Panthers versus Eagles.
Okay, got Philly.
Give me the Panthers. And I know you're
Stop.
looking at me. Wait, let me say this, right? Bryce Young remembered who he was. I think there's something
Yes.
about benching players for a couple of games to tell them, like, yo, lock in, gang. That has really been the
Yes.
tale of this season.
Yes.
Like, when your team says, lock in for I tweak out, these players lock in.
Yes.
And I think Bryce Young is locked in. You went to overtime versus the Chiefs and the Buccaneers. Yes, they're 3-9, but let's not just look at the stats and look at the box scores. What was actually happening in these games? Bryce Young was leading the team with an all-rookie receiver core to close games with teams that have Mike Evans, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield. Need I say more? The Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year, and they had a nail-biter with the Panthers. I think there's something
Yes.
brewing in Carolina.
Yeah, and they give us Sunday, but no, I'm sorry. I'm not with you there. I'm not rolling.
Listen, this offseason, they get a nice wide receiver, firm up that O-line, strengthen that defense a little bit. I think they'll be rolling.
I mean,
Raiders
they
versus
had
Buccaneers.
one in Deontay Johnson, and you saw what happened there. Ooh, the Gruden Bowl. Ooh, the Gruden Bowl. I got Tampa.
Give me the Bucks. Seahawks versus Cardinals.
I think Baker Mayfield might be injured, but I think he's gonna play. I got Arizona.
Give me the Seahawks here. I think they. Actually, give me the Cardinals.
Okay, thank you.
Bears versus 49ers.
I'm gonna take the Bears on the low, just because I think San Fran is like they're just on they're nose diving right now. I'm gonna take Chicago.
I'm gonna take the Bears here because you fired the idiotic head coach in Uberflus, and yeah, I think they call it like pruning the trees. I think that's what it is. You're cutting off all the bad branches and the bad roots in Chicago so that they can grow. Less is more, and I think that we're gonna see that with the Bears this week. Bills versus Rams.
I'll take Buffalo. I want to take the Rams, so I'm taking Buffalo.
Is it at Bills or Rams?
It is. This matchup is going to be in. Ooh, it's in LA. Ooh.
Give me the Rams.
Okay, I'm not mad at you.
Chargers versus Chiefs.
Taking the Chiefs.
I'm taking the Chargers here. Bugging.
Okay. Oh,
Bengals versus
real
Cowboys.
quick, real quick. I forgot that Black Friday game. Do you have any thoughts on that, real quick? Because like, that was craziness.
I think every day the Chiefs either get away with black magic or having the refs on their side. So that's all. I don't even want to talk about that. But you
Hey
go
man,
ahead.
shout out Aiden O'Connell. He did his thing. Like it's hard to beat the Chiefs, man. But hey, he came close. I really think Antonio Pierce might be right. I think he found the formula because he came pretty close to getting that W, and they played very well. Brock Bowers might be the best tight end in football. Like
I'm
as a
taking
rookie.
him in fantasy next year.
Absolutely, he truly might be. He truly might be the best tight end in football.
The new tight end generation is here. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Sam Laporta,
and
Brock Bowers.
yep,
Who's
yep.
another young guy? Trey McBride.
Trey McBride, and there's more on the way. You got the dude from North Carolina, Nesbitt, coming in this year. You got dang, there are a few. There's a few in college that are on the come up that people are gonna have to look out for. But yeah, the Chiefs really got a nail biting W versus the Raiders. I know divisional matchups and everything, but wow, all I can say is wow.
All right, and then the last game we have this week is Bengals versus Cowboys.
That's Cincy.
I think the Cowboys win here based off of the way the Bengals have been playing. I don't think their defense can stop air. They allowed 500 yards of offense versus the Steelers. The Steelers are a
Russell Wilson
defensive-heavy team.
Yes. But Russell Wilson is 20 times better than Cooper Rush.
Yes. And would you argue that JD5 is better than Cooper Rush?
No further. Salute. Salute. The kicker lost on that game, by the way. But my point is, the Commanders have a bye. Oh wow. My point is, dang, you just threw me off. Mike Tomlin is a lot better than a coach than Mike McCarthy.
Oh, goalpost. You moved the goalpost.
It's an amalgamation of things, and this is part of the amalgamation.
Yo, when Dan starts using big words, yo, just know he's really hat pulling right now. Amalgamation, bro. I've never heard you say that word before.
Hey man,
Amalgamation, bro.
hey man,
Wow.
go read some books. Go read some books after this podcast. You you know, for our
Listen,
listeners
man.
out there, make sure. Yeah.
So, quick side point. Like I knew in the back of my head that the Bible's on Audible, but yo, just listening to it front to back,
This
it's just a good bump.
is some of the greatest literature ever, and it's real life lessons. Y'all gotta, hey man, tap in.
The
God is
greatest
good.
literature ever.
Yes, God is good. Where
But
were we?
what is your game of the week?
Oh yeah, my game of the week. My game of the week. If Dak was healthy, it would have been Bengals Cowboys. But since he's not, I'm gonna go. Do I take the Kirk Cousins revenge game? Nah, the Golden Bowl Raiders Bucks. Just because, you know, a few years, no, more than a few years ago, the Raiders and the Buccaneers faced off in the Super Bowl. John Gruden coached both of these teams. I think he was like let go by the Raiders on some politics stuff, and the Buccaneers really put belt to behind. Jerry Rice was on their Raiders team, and they got dog walked in the Super Bowl. So it should be the storied history is there.
I'm gonna go with the Packers versus the Lions. Um, the Lions are the team to beat, and the Packers need to make a statement, and we'll see if they're able to do that this week. They had a close matchup, kind of the first time, not really, but it was close in the sense that uh, the Packers threw 3 picks. So if you remove those 3 picks, how's it going to turn out? That's what I want to see.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, 10 point loss. I don't know what happened in the second quarter, but yeah, that's fairly close. So I see what you're saying. The
Yeah,
Packers are 6-3. What the, yo?
they're not bad at
Okay,
football.
I know. They just, I don't know. It's something about the Packers. Every year they could go 15-2, and I just still think they win weird. They win weird, yo. I don't know how else to put it.
They're one of those teams that has that burner in them for the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh wow. I can't wait for this.
All right, now it's time for start bench cut linebacker edition. So start bench cut. Roquan Smith, Fred Warner, T.J. Watt.
As a linebacker, I value your ability to tackle and play coverage more than your ability to pass rush. So with that being said, I'm going to start. Oh, currently, I'm going to start Fred Warner. I'm going to. Oh wow, I feel bad. I'm gonna start Fred Warner, cut bench T.J. Watt, and cut Roquan Smith. Currently, as they are today, that's what I'm going to do. Yes.
Let's take them at the prime of their careers. That I forgot to say that. Each player we're taking them at their prime.
uh, hmm. Does my answer change? Hmm. T.J. Watt's really good, so. Yeah, I think I'm gonna still start Fred. No, 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 no. Mm, mm. I'm a, man. He almost broke the sack record. I'm gonna start Fred bench T.J. Watt cut Roquan Smith. Still.
I'm gonna start TJ. Wow, I have to agree with you. Start TJ, bench Fred Warner, cut Roquan.
Yeah,
Wow.
like come on, man. Wait, TJ
I think
probably
only
had like
because
22 sacks.
I think it's only because what would I put it as? Roquan Smith isn't far behind these players. It's just primarily
He's not.
because one he's an off ball linebacker, so that affects things.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The
This,
next one I
this is
got for
tough.
you.
Oh, this is
Whew.
tough.
I really want to see what you say to this. Start bench cut Bobby Wagner, Luke Kuechly, Von Miller.
Was Von Miller on that Rams Super Bowl team? Before I answer this, I want to make sure because that sways things just a little bit. Man, Von Miller has Super Bowl MVP. I'm starting Von. I'm benching Bobby. I'm cutting Luke.
You're cutting Luke?
Yeah, shortest career. I need longevity in my linebackers, respectfully. Mental health, protect your heads, concussions. I understand, but yeah, I need you to be able to play a long amount of time. But shout out to Luke Kuechly. He was a dog. Oh yeah, 2 times Super Bowl, 1 time Super Bowl MVP. Yeah. Starting Vaughn, benching Bobby, cutting Luke.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you here.
Okay.
I'm going to start Von Miller, bench Luke Kuechly, cut Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner is great.
Wait. Go ahead.
Luke Kuechly came out the gate great.
Okay.
In 2012, he won Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
In 2013, he won Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes, he did.
He had a short career, but over a 7-year span, he won an All-Pro every single year.
Okay.
He was first-team All-Pro as a rookie. He has 5 first-team All-Pros and 2 second-team All-Pros. This guy could have kept playing football. He chose to retire, and he still has the NFL record for most combined tackles in a game.
Yeah, 27, right?
24.
24.
Yes, he never won a Super Bowl, but his play and the type of general he was for the Panthers defense, used to see it.
Yeah.
The Panthers was a zoo. Luke Kuechly would be literally pushing players to go places like, yo, lock in.
Yeah.
And they would be getting it done.
I'm with you. But I think we failed to realize Bobby Wagner just led the NFL in tackles at 33 years old last year. Bobby Wagner has 2 chips. Oh, no, one. He wasn't on that. Wait a minute. Oh, he was on the Rams the year before they won the Super Bowl. Oh, no, wait a minute. He has 1, but I'm gonna give him 2. He should have been on that Rams Super Bowl team. So in my book, he has 2 chips. Yeah, that the year that Von Miller went to the Super Bowl, I think Bobby Wagner went to the Rams the following year. So that core of the defense was still there. He played very good that year. Yeah, semantics. Yeah, second team All Pro. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, 3-time leader in combined tackles, 1-time leader in solo tackles, all decade. Does Luke Kuechly got one of those? I think he does. Does he have a all decade? I think he does.
The second Luke Kuechly is eligible, he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Same for Bobby. What are we doing here?
But what I'm saying is particularly, he didn't have the longevity, yes. But I'm telling you, boy, could he play. Like,
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's like. Nah, that's foul. I'm not gonna say that. But like,
nah,
he's
go ahead.
like what? He reminds me of Brandon Roy. Like he was a dog. He just couldn't stay healthy, and he had to retire early. He was more. He had a lot more accolades than Brandon Roy. Brandon Roy, but that trajectory.
All right,
Okay.
we'll have to agree to disagree there. Just for the sake of time, we're going to move on. All right, 2010. Start bench cut. Early 2000s edition, 2010 to 2000. Ray Lewis, Brian Urlacher, DeMarcus Ware.
This is extremely easy. I'm starting Ray. I'm benching Demarcus. I'm cutting Brian Urlacher.
I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah.
Start bench cut, 90s edition. Junior Sia, I don't know how to say that last name.
Junior Seau.
Junior Seau, Derek Thomas, Kevin Green.
These were all animals. Oh, this is tough. Did Kevin Green win the Super Bowl? I'm gonna start Derek Thomas, benching Kevin Green.
Oh, rest in peace, these gentlemen. They're
Yes,
all not
yes.
with us.
They're
What
all
what
they're
what?
all
What
late.
was going on in the 90s?
They're all late. Um, yes. I
They're
didn't want to say it,
young.
but since yeah, they're all late. I'm sorry. Just I'm sorry to say. Um, condolences to their families. But yeah, I'm gonna start DT benching Junior Seau, cutting Kevin Green. That's tough. It's very tough.
Mm.
It's very tough.
Um. Wow. I'm gonna start Seau, cut Derek, bench Derek Thomas, cut Kevin Green.
That's valid. I'm not mad at you.
All right, last one I got for you. Start bench cut, 1980s edition. Lawrence Taylor, Mike Singletary, Jack Lambert.
Ryan, I'm gonna start. I really hope you make sense when I say this. I'm gonna start LT, undisputed, undeniable, no question about it. Like you start Lawrence Taylor. Period. Like that's that. You start Lawrence Taylor. You bench Jack Lambert and you cut Mike Singletary. Oof, that's tough.
Let me just read
That's
some of
tough.
their accolades just so you know. Ooh, actually, LT was different. Hold on.
Yeah, again, you start LT. Period. Unequivocally, you start LT. That's not changing. Singletary and Lambert, that's a conversation that I'm trying to have with myself right now. But you start LT. Period.
Okay, Okay, all right. Um, yeah. Yes. Yeah. LT has an MVP, so
Yes, yes,
that's a linebacker.
yeah. Yes. Yes.
I don't think
Yes.
we've seen that before,
He
or
is.
we haven't
I
seen it in
think
a long time.
there's only two players in NFL history to win MVP on defense. LT, Alan Page. Alan Page was a pass rusher from like the 60s or 70s, I think. So, yeah.
Okay, let me humor you. All right,
All right. Sure. Sure.
Mike Singletary, Super Bowl champ, 2 Defensive Players of the Year, 7 First Team All Pros. Jack Lambert, 4 Super Bowls, 1 Defensive Player of the Year, 1 Defensive Rookie of the Year, 6 First Team All Pros, 2 Second Team All Pros. But it makes me think. It makes
Go
me
on.
think.
Go on.
Was Jack Lambert really that great? Or was he just part of the Iron Curtain during their glory days?
You know,
He's
Mike
great.
Singletary.
But you said what?
You know, Mike Singletary was on the '85 Bears. Like, that was a great defense as well.
This is true. But he has 2 of them boys. He's
Okay,
Defensive
sure.
Player of the Year
Sure.
on the 85 Bears.
Okay. Sure.
But you can say
sure.
the same thing about the 76 Steelers.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to start LT, bench Mike Singletary. Ah, this
Yeah.
feels wrong.
Yeah.
This feels
Think
wrong.
about it. Think about
Hold
it.
on, hold on, hold on.
Yeah. 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 Think it. Yeah. Think about it.
Wow. Is this what you felt?
Yeah. Yeah. Think about it. Jack Lambert has 28 picks as a linebacker. Like, come on, yo.
Yeah. I'm going to start LT, bench Jack Lambert, cut Mike Singletary, unfortunately.
Respectfully.
Oh, wow. That was uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, like, I'm out here just really having like a freaking come to Jesus moment. I'm like, yo, who do I pick? I don't know. These are all legends. I hate putting legends up against each other because I feel like all my old heads be like, what's wrong with you? What's up with you? But this is tough. Very tough. Very, very tough.
The Steelers defense, while Jack Lambert was there, allowed only 2 touchdowns in a 9-game span.
Bing bong.
This is before they had concussion protocol or any of those things.
Oh yeah, these were mercenaries, like just pure mercenaries.
Whew.
They call
All
it
right.
Jack. They call it Jack Lambert, Dracula, and cleats.
I can see it. He has that look in his eye. I don't know how to explain it. Mike
See blood,
Singletary.
get blood.
In Mike Singletary's picture, they showed him as a head coach. But let me see Mike Singletary while he was playing. Because they're not showing him when he. Oh, never mind. He also has that look in his eyes.
Yes.
Yeah. Never mind. Oh wow. Okay, but let's change the temperature. We got rapid fire because I gotta head out of here.
All good.
Hot takes. I'm gonna just give you them and give me your quick thought, and then we're gonna keep pushing. All right.
All right, go for it.
Anthony Richardson is a future MVP. He is 2-1 in game-winning drives since he's been benched, and like I said, the coaches said lock him 4 week out. Him and Bryce Young are actually going to have great storied careers in the NFL from here on.
future MVP? No, I just don't see it. Sorry.
All right, fair enough. Second one I got for you. Aaron Rodgers' career is over. Whatever team he goes to next is going to be full of drama and will ultimately see little to no success. He is not the next coming of Tom Brady. He doesn't have reverse aging. He needs to retire.
Yeah, I'm with you. He needs to go start a farm, go host Jeopardy, become a full time host on ESPN probably won't allow that, but maybe be a full time host on the Pat McAfee show. He's done. He just needs to go get lost.
Absolutely. The last one I got for you is Bears coaching staff is incompetent due to leadership potentially. I used to think it was the fault of the players and personnel they had, but I'm seeing it's more the system and front office they have there over there in Chicago that keeps that team from greatness.
Yeah, it should start from the top, and if the top isn't good, the bottom's gonna be a lot worse. It's a
Yep.
pyramid, so yeah.
I bet. Let's change the temperature. Get into these cold facts for me.
Caleb Williams has had 241 consecutive pass attempts without a pick, which is the most in NFL history.
You see, this is impressive, yes, but he is not that accurate of a QB yet. So this is cool and all, but you're good at keeping him from getting interception. But does it just mean that you're not Mr. Take That Risk? That's all I'm really thinking.
Well, you don't always have to take risks now, So hey,
Hey, that's fair.
those are my thoughts. Second one I got for you, Jameis Winston is the first quarterback to throw for 400 yards, 4 TDs, and 2 pick sixes in the same game.
You know, Jameis Winston is one of one. He's gonna go down as one of those guys that you really just had to you had to be there to see them play, because on paper you're like, why is this guy playing football? But when you see him play, he has moments where he has those flashes of greatness, and then he has moments where he is the absolute polar opposite. It's like his arm is bipolar. It's very polarized. It's either one way or the other.
Polarized arm is crazy.
Yeah.
Lastly, what I got? Is that all I got today? Oof. That might be all I got today. Oh, no. Josh Allen is the 7th player in the Super Bowl era to get credited for a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown in the same game. He is also he's also one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people to do it since the merger.
Hey, salute. I think Josh Allen is having an MVP style season. The only reason Josh Allen doesn't have MVPs is because there's a player called Mr. Jackson who is in the league. Yeah.
Also, Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, that guy too.
So yeah, the crash dummy is doing wonders.
All right, bet. Give us 3 quick things about the NBA, then we'll head out of here.
Oh yeah, for sure. The Cavs are putting belts behind. The in-season tournament is getting active, and the Lakers, I think they're finding their groove. To be honest with you, I think JJ Redick is finally got all the wheels turning in the right direction. Anthony Davis is having an MVP style run. LeBron is 40, and Father Time is like, hey, go ahead and log out for me. So that's all I really got for you. Thank you so much for all of you listening to the Free Pitch Podcast. If you haven't already, tap in on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. If you don't have an account, borrow your brothers, borrow your sisters. But please tap in, leave us a like, give us some feedback. I think Brian's camera got tapped, but he sent his well wishes. Happy holidays again. We'll catch you on the next one. Y'all take care.